Fair for me to actually put that on them because it has to be a choice those families would make. But
The courtroom was still. The gavel hadn't fallen yet, but the harm was done. When the judge peered over his spectacles and said the words, "emergency fund," they all leaned in. It initially made sense, responsible even. But then he followed up with, "Who is it really for?" And that is when the silence erupted. For years, Robyn had talked about sacrifice, togetherness, and being ready for the unexpected. So when she said she had an emergency fund, it sounds virtuous, even prudent, until the court looked closer. Court papers, just unsealed, reveal that Robyn's so-called emergency fund was really a personal account, not for the children, not for the collective family. Just her financial reports indicate thousands pouring in TLC paychecks, endorsement contracts, and other income. But not a single dollar went towards the collective family. Christine, Janelle, and Meri didn't even know the account existed. No access. No discussion. Nothing. Christine's attorney described it as strategic financial isolation. Janelle called it a betrayal. Meri said nothing, but her face did the talking. The courtroom was silent. The gavel hadn't even dropped yet, but the damage was already done. When the judge looked over his glasses and uttered the words, "emergency fund," everyone leaned forward. At first it sounded reasonable, responsible, even, but then he asked, "Who is it really for?" And that's when the silence broke. For years, Robyn had spoken about sacrifice, unity, and preparing for the unexpected. So when she mentioned having an emergency fund, it sounded noble, even smart. Until the court dug deeper. Court documents, recently unsealed, show that Robyn's so-called emergency fund was actually a private account. Not for the kids, not for the shared family, just for her. Financial records show thousands flowing in, DLC payments, brand deals, and other earnings. But not $1 was used for the collective family. Christine, Janelle, and Meri had no idea the account even existed. No access, no discussion, nothing. Christine's lawyer called it strategic financial isolation. Janelle called it betrayal. Meri didn't say a word, but her face said everything. The turning point came when a former accountant, hired by the family in 2017, testified Robyn had requested a separate account outside the family trust. She cited future instability. Instability or intention? The judge reviewed the bank records. He looked back at Robyn and said, "This is not a shared emergency fund. This is a solo exit strategy." Robyn's face turned red. She reached for a tissue. Kody didn't move, but the courtroom felt the shift. The evidence was overwhelming. The judge froze the fund. Over $150,000 was placed under investigation. "You called it an emergency fund.